Good morning. I want you to take some time today to be grateful for who it is you are today, irregardless of where you are on the journey. If you think you're not as advanced as other people, if you think you're more advanced than most, if you're more productive, more efficient, more better than you were like yesterday, you're doing good. So I want you to take some time to just remember and just be grateful for all of the people that have come before you, like your ancestors, your parents, grandparents, the people before them, and just think about that for a second and be like, it's thanks to them that you are here today. Doesn't matter if they were good people, bad people, well-intentioned, bad intention. It's thanks to them that you are here today. So just take some time to think about that. Be grateful for a second. Be grateful, and I do hope this is true. Be grateful that you still have both of your arms, both of your legs, both of your eyes, your dick and balls, if you're a man. I do hope you have everything that works properly and you don't have any problems. And if you don't, that is something to be grateful for. If you have all of your senses, all of your skin, all of your muscles, all of your body parts intact, I would say that is something to be grateful for. Because some people aren't so lucky. I walk around a lot, and I'm in Auckland, New Zealand, and I see some people in wheelchairs down the street, and they're overweight, and I'm like, how the fuck are you overweight and don't have any, are missing a leg or are missing an arm or missing this and that? And I learned that you can actually lose limbs from diabetes, and I was like, oh, okay. So if you're healthy, you're not sick, you're not losing any limbs or have lost, I would say you're in a pretty good spot right now. You can literally do anything it is you want to do. You can pick what you want to do and you can get it done, or you can go after it. Doesn't matter what age you are. Doesn't matter if you're 50. Doesn't matter if you're 18. Doesn't matter. You can still do stuff. You can still go attack the journey. So I want you to take some time today and to really just reflect for a bit. Reflect on who you were and what you are today, and who you are today, and think about everything that you have in your life. If you have a roof over your head, if you have food in the fridge, if you have water, clean water, if you have a shower, access to a gym, access to information online, access to the internet, access to literally anything, electricity, literally anything. Be grateful for that, because it's not everybody that has access to what you have access today. And some people that are living in worse conditions would trade lives with you in a second, like that. Like boom. I want his life. You know? So take some time, think about that for a second. And now that you've thought about the good things that you're grateful for, I want you to remember what it is you actually want to achieve. What it is you actually want to have out of this life on earth. What do you want? And this could be literally anything. If you have a dream physique you're after, if you have an amount of money you're after, a certain lifestyle, a dream car, a dream wife, girlfriend, multiple, whatever you want, bro. And just think about the fact you do not have that yet. You don't have that yet. That's what you want. what you're chasing after. So think about that for a second and base your actions today, everything that you're doing today, on how do I get closer to achieving what it is I want? How do I get closer to achieving what it is I want? And how do I get better at communicating with the universe that, or God, as some of you might be religious, how do I communicate with the universe or God to reward me based on my behavior with the things that I want, the experiences that I want? Just take some time. Think about that and let the emotions inside of you and just really just think about that and feel it for a second. Because as a man, you are able to control your emotions and feel them and logically think, how can I use this to my advantage? Or disregard them. Can put them aside. We have emotional intelligence, most of us. If you've practiced a little bit of emotional intelligence, you know how easy it is to not succumb to your emotions and control what the fuck's happening. So I want you to take some time and really think about what you want to have and the fact you do not have it, and be dissatisfied that you don't have it. I was listening to this lesson a long time ago, and this lesson sat with me until today. Is you need to be, if you actually want things out of life, you need to be extremely dissatisfied with the fact you do not have those things. But you also need to be extremely satisfied about the things you have right now. Because what you have right now is thanks to that you're going to be able to achieve what it is you want that you do not have yet. So just think about that for a second. Don't think about it too much, but think about it for a second and just pick and choose the actions today a bit differently, a bit better. I really wanted to do this, or I really wanted to do that. Is that gonna really, is playing that video game, watching that movie, watching that video on YouTube for entertainment really gonna help you in the long run? You could even make the point that watching one of my videos doesn't really make any sense, because it's not necessarily helping you, but I do try my best to inspire you, motivate you, so that you can actually push yourself to take the actions you should be taking. You know you should be taking action on what it is you actually want to achieve. You know you should be doing a few different things. You know you shouldn't be eating everything. You know you shouldn't hang around some people. You know all of this. I'm just here to remind you. I'm just here to put the thoughts in your head so that you can take action. And you know what to do. And you go do that. You go do that today. More. And I want you to carry yourself with more of a sense of earned pride. Wear a good suit. Wear some fancy clothes. Wear good fitted clothes. Go hit the gym. Eat some good food. Drink clean water. Life's good, bro. I'm wearing a suit today not because I have to go to work and that is the attire that is demanded of me. No. I wear a suit because I like the feeling of wearing the suit. And I recommend all of you do this. If you're wearing a certain type of attire, every time you're working on your goals, if you have work to do on your computer, if you have work to do on paper, if you have work to do outside to talk to people, just wear something you feel proud wearing. Something that puts you in the mental state of, I'm gonna get shit done today. I'm gonna get some stuff done today, and nothing is gonna stop me. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, and I'm gonna come out at the end of today with either some lessons or something that I actually wanted. So think about that and create yourself a mental plan for today, for tomorrow, for the next day, and the day after that, and all the way until the end of the month or the week. Create a whole plan for the week. Like that's something that I do personally. Like every single evening I review my plan for tomorrow, and I also review my plan from time to time for the entire week, and then for the entire month, and then for multiple months in advance, so that way I can set some goals, and that way I have a timeline that I have to respect if I want to hit those goals, or push more aggressively on, so that way I can hit those goals faster and achieve what it is I want faster. Like if I want to land an extra 3 clients, I'm going to have to put in more fucking effort and more time and more energy to understanding how to land those clients and putting in the actions necessary to land those 3 clients as a business owner. That is my prerogative. That is my duty. That is my objective. That is my goal. I've picked that goal. Your goals might be different. You might want to just focus on the gym. You might want to do handstand push-ups. To some degree, that is extremely hard, so you're going to have to train for a long time. How are you going to get there if you don't have a plan or thought the actionable steps to get there? How the fuck are you going to get there? Like, if you don't actually think about how to get somewhere, like if let's say you want to buy a dream car and it costs 200 grand, how do you get there? Well, you've got multiple options. Either you save the money up over years and years and years of hard work. You can get a loan from the bank, which you're going to have to pay back. You can invest some money into stocks or whatever, so that you may make more money faster in order to achieve this dream car and buy it. You can gamble, take the risk, or you can work harder and make more money. I always prefer to choose that option, because if I work harder on my business, it's going to result in more money, which on a month-to-month basis is more beneficial for me, because if I have the money to buy my car, then I have the lessons that I get while working on my business as well. So 2 goals coincide. If I want to be rich and financially free, I need to work on my business, I need to work on my finances, I need to work on my assets, and I need to improve my value and my skill level so that I can provide to others, right? So obviously there's a lot of fucking work to do, and it might take years. And I have these people asking me questions like, how do you remain so consistent? It's not that hard. Like, I just log in every day to my computer. I go on the app where there's my daily checklist. I remind myself what I have to do today. I look at my schedule that I planned out yesterday, and then I just get stuff done. That's it. Simple. I stick to the schedule. It's boring routine, over and over and over. 3-4 years in a row, more, 30 years in a row. I'm personally right now around the 3-4 year mark, and I've been working every single day since then. I've never really stopped to taking a moment to pause my business, because I decided that I could still get some things done every day, even though I have other things to do. Like, for instance, this past weekend, I spent some time with family, and so I spent early mornings and late nights on my laptop to just get the maintenance done for the business, so that it wouldn't go downhill if I didn't do anything. Or it is mostly the simple fact of not skipping the day that is also something to be proud of, something to be grateful for, and something to remind yourself. If you're consistent for an extremely long period of time, I think I've been consistent for over 1,100 and I don't remember the exact number, but it's over 1,100, 1,200 days straight of working on my business and logging into the calendar and being like, today I'm gonna do this, and do it. It's not that hard. You might want to say like, oh yeah, but don't you have a secret, or don't you have like a lesson that I would need to know in order to do this properly or better? No. There is no secret. There is no shortcut. There is no easy way. It is going to be hard. If you want to achieve something, like if you want to get a six-pack, for instance, it's going to take a long time, many hours of dedication in the gym, in the kitchen, eating good food, and in the bedroom where you're sleeping so you can recover. That's it. That's all it's going to take. And that plus consistency over days, months, years of consistency is really the key. It's going to be hard work. It's going to be annoying. It's going to be gritty. Some days you're not going to feel like it, but you have to do it anyway. I remember this bald kickboxer said, the guy who goes to the gym, even when he doesn't feel like it, will always beat the guy who goes to the gym only when he feels like going to the gym. If you're consistent and you're disciplined with putting in the hours and putting in the days and never giving up, you'll get to a point where you have made so much progress in such a little amount of time that you might even astonish yourself. You might be like, what the fuck? I did all of this, and I'm nowhere near what I wanted to be. I underestimated the amount of work that I needed to put in. Oh, this is going to be harder than I thought. This is what has happened to myself, to me, over the past 3 years. It's like, oh shit, I actually need to get good at this. I can't just fucking stroll around and fucking expect money to land in my lap just because I listened to this guy online tell me what to do. No. That's not how it works. So, take some time. And if you haven't already, if you've been missing days here and there, decide to commit. And you can even pull up a calendar. You can even, if you have a whiteboard, that's good. If you have a calendar on a physical piece of paper that you log in every day, you cross the day off. If you've done X, Y, and Z, cross the day off. If you've done X, Y, and Z, cross the day off. Do that every day. Put yourself a daily checklist on a piece of paper or in your notes app on your phone if you don't have paper. Doesn't fucking matter. You can still do stuff and you can still put in the work. The people before you, your ancestors, are looking down upon you and being like, is he going to make us proud? Is he going to make his last name worthwhile, worth remembering? Or is he going to just be like everybody else. And that is a very big burden to bear, because like personally, I'm a single child. I do not have any siblings. So if I just stop doing what I'm doing and I do not push my bloodline forward by having kids, for example, well, the bloodline stops. It's over. It's done. Hang up the cleats. It's over. So the burden of performance is entirely on me. I have to make this work, or else. And if you have siblings, that could also be another point of motivation for you. You could be like, I need to make my siblings proud of me, and I need to lead them to do better, so that at the end of the day, we can all as a family unit remember in the future, when we have all of our kids and all of our grandkids around us, what we did and what it allowed us to do and where it allowed us to go and get. When you actually think about it, if you've ever been to a funeral of an old person in your family, nobody cares about their career. Nobody cares about what they've really done as much as the family that they have. I heard this story from this guy. He said, when I went to my grandmother's last birthday, there were 60 people, over like 60 to 90 people in one room, that all came from that one person. And that is amazing, because you're going to remember people far better than you're going to remember actions that those people have done. Oh yeah, so-and-so is so-and-so's son, so-and-so's daughter, so-and-so's grandchild. That's what you're going to remember, the bloodline. So you got to pick for yourself. What do you want to be remembered for? Do you want to be remembered for your career, die alone, and the fact that you had a bunch of money? Or do you want to be remembered as the savior, the leader of your bloodline, pushing it forward and being remembered as the one guy or the one woman that managed to secure a good man or a good woman and reproduce to spread that bloodline more, so that you do not fall into the annals of history as being forgotten. The one thing most men would hate is to be forgotten by people. It's one of the biggest regrets of many people, being forgotten because they weren't doing this, or they weren't doing that, or they didn't really put in as much work, or they didn't have any kids, or they get forgotten very easily. Very easily it happens. And it always matters what you do if you don't want to be forgotten. So I want you to take some time and think about what it is you actually want to be remembered for. How can you push your own personal quest forward while getting what it is you actually want? Because at the end of the day, you can have and want a bunch of things. You can have a mansion, a fucking supercar, a million, trillion, billion dollars, whatever. Just think about it for a second. Like, what matters at the end of the day is what you can do for your family, how you can push the human race forward, and just think a bit bigger. Don't just think selfishly about yourself and what you want. If you only focus on that, then you're basically better off doing nothing. because you're not providing any value to anyone. If you're helping others and everybody helps each other, at the end of the day, everybody's lives are better and we're progressing as a society, as a people. I think that's one thing that, well, for instance, most astronauts that go to space, instantaneously, they get a sense of unity that is completely different to most people. So when I hear those astronauts say, yeah, we shouldn't send the politicians to space, I think that's a great idea, because the problem is today, a lot of people get born on this planet and aren't really, it's not a sense of education, it's a sense of enlightenment to pushing this race of humans forward so we can expand, do more, and live to our fullest and not be forgotten, just do nothing. Imagine if a society did nothing and you dug up their remains and you were like, bones, interesting, I wonder who these people were. But they did nothing interesting, so their bones were just fucking, you would be fucking curious as to who they are. Or maybe you wouldn't, because you were like, this is not very interesting, because you just see bones and that's it. No history, nothing. So take some time to do the same. Take some time to remember who you're grateful for being here in the first place, what they did, and it's thanks to them that you're here in the first place. And now think about, if you have kids or grandkids, how would you like them to feel the same way? Wouldn't you like them to feel that sense of pride and gratefulness towards you being their parent? Don't you want to be the best parent they can have? If you're a man and you have boys, don't you want to lead your sons to become great men? Don't you want to, if you're a wife and a mother, don't you want to lead your daughters to become great wives so they can have great relationships and great families as well? Like, I don't really understand all of the people today that keep complaining about, feminism and and fucking all this crap. And it's like, I want to be independent. I want to have this. I want to have this. And what about me and me and me and I? And it's like, you don't fucking matter at the end of the day. What matters at the end of the day is what you did, who you affected, and how you're going to be remembered by. If you're going to be remembered as a selfish person that didn't do anything for anybody else, then what the fuck is the point? You're going to just die alone with fucking a dog or a cat. That's it. Don't be that person. Be the person who leads others into progress, into evolution, into becoming the better self as much as possible. Lead people by example. So take some time today. Remember what you're grateful for. The people, the things that you have, the things that you've had, what you are and who you are, and the people that have come before you, that fact that you are here today thanks to them. And now remember what you want. Remember what you want to achieve, what you want to have, and then get pissed off, get angry that you don't have those things. So you have the dissatisfaction and the satisfaction. You need to combine those, and you need to make them a part of you constantly. A reminder of what you want to achieve, so you never go back to endless consumption and fucking waiting around. Take action. Put a fucking alarm clock for 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. tomorrow. Just wake up earlier and get more work done. That's what I did today. And that's what I'm going to be doing for the next few days, because I noticed that I wasn't being productive enough, and there was a few hours extra that I could extract out of my morning. So I decided I'm going to put a 5 a.m. alarm clock first, and I'm going to adapt my body back to that 5 a.m. schedule that I had before, and see if I can get more productive with that. Just test things. Testing things is part of trial and error and human society and evolution. Just do stuff, see what works best for you, and just do that more. And then push forward towards what you want. I hope you got some lessons out of this video, some inspiration, some motivation. And I hope you're going to put this into action. You don't just sit around and do nothing. That would be much better for you and for me, because I don't really want to do something in exchange for nothing. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'm happy to have a conversation with all of you guys. If you have questions, if you'd like advice on a particular situation, if you'd like anything that you want me to ask or answer, feel free to comment that. And thank you for watching all the way through. Share this with someone that would enjoy, or would you think need to listen to someone that says this kind of stuff. And yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you around.